Like, let's see, you can make me. Okay, goodness gracious. Oh, I know you guys know what I'm going through right now. You know, when you get that good itch right there, you'd be like, oh, shoot. Whew. All right. Good day, everybody. It's your girl, Brandy J, in the building. We're going to give it a minute or two. I just, until people come in and sound like they can't rewatch because, it's recorded, had turned off my AC fan and stuff because you can hear it. And I'm sweating and I'm got the dinner on low and hot. And then I was making me some tea, stay healthy and stuff. And I realized that the kettle was on the counter when I walked past, and I was like, well, well, how did I expect anything to happen if I didn't put it on the stove? It's just stuff like that. But it's on there now. I'm happy to be here. Guys, like forgive me if I did have to step away for a minute, but I put things on low so that I wouldn't have to. Um, I just had the coolest experience right now. Those things that you just know that's always about something else. Like it's by no chance that certain things happen, you know? So as many know, is that I'm probably one of the top ranking people when it comes to apps and and all the apps that I have and I know and I do and um yeah, yeah. So far I'm one of a kind. One of a kind. And that's okay because I could share with everybody. I have so much information when it comes to different apps that in communities, especially with social audio, because social audio is taking off. And as soon as it did, even though it's not new, it's just kind of like being renewed. It's always been around. But as soon as it did, it said, pew, and I said, pew, I know some other people like you. That's what I always do. Whenever there's an app that hits, trust and believe there's a kind of like an imitation one right behind it. Seriously. And that's how I found all these other ones. That's the method to some of my madness. Always. There always is. So, and not to say that anybody's imitation, like an imitation, just saying this how I found you. So I was in this one called Breakout. And Breakout is equivalent to, let me think. Not a clubhouse, not this. Which one? Because you can do, okay, I'm just going to say, I'm going to go ahead with the whole clubhouse thing. Because you can host these rooms, however you choose to use them, different topics, and all that, and invite and all that great stuff, or follow people and stuff. And so, I haven't hosted a room over there, anything yet. I just kind of float around and I check things out, see what's going on, join groups. And like so tonight, my iPad was on my couch. I think I was painting my toenails, and I think I pressed the button on my. I meant to go to that app. I meant to, so I pressed that one, but I didn't know it was gonna take me to the group. So I just heard somebody talking. It was kind of soft voice, little kid, but it didn't register still to me yet what I was listening to because I was just still doing me, because I can concentrate a lot sometimes when other things are going on. I can still stay in my zone, I can sleep through anything, and I'm just because you know, the mind. I tell you, it's is a wild thing, because you can actually do so much if you focus in and block everything out like purposefully. Some people are like, oh my God, I can't think. I can't hear. Probably because you're talking, okay? That's right. But so anyway, so when it started to be clear to my brain started to really, put together like, what the hell are you listening to? And I look and I'm like, oh, I'm inside Bible questions and answers. I'm like, I wonder if they can hear me. And then I realized it's a little kid talking, and I'm like, hmm. Then I noticed that there's a person that he's trying to reach that's below him. And I pressed that person to see who they were. And then it goes to their page and it says CEO. CEO of Breakout. Here we go again. One of the CEO things. I'm just like, this is just way too often, but okay. And I'm knowing that this is one of those moments where I'm supposed to be here. This is by chance, not an accident. There's the other people in there, but they're not saying anything. Well, none of us were at that point because he has to give you permission to talk or whatever. But and they were in there before me, and I saw people come and go. When I realized what was going on, and the person, and the little guy was talking to the CEO, and the CEO was like, you could tell he was driving or something. He's like, so do you know how to invite other people? Because the little, the young man, he was like, I didn't get as many people as I wanted, and yada yada, this and that. So in my mind, I said, I'm going to stick around and be supportive. I'm going to support him and listen to what he's got. And so then I go back to my zone and to whatever he's going to do, he's going to do. I don't really at this point know what's going to happen. I just know it says Bible Q&A. I don't know if he's holding it down for pops or anything like that. And so then I don't know how many times he said my name, but he's like, okay, Brandy, you can talk now. I'm just, oh, Brandy, that's me? Well, there's other people in here. Okay. Then I'm looking for the button to like help me talk. He's like, Brandy, are you here? I'm like, this one, this one. And then it let me talk. And so I just like, so to make a long story short, we get into this conversation and he's 8 years old and he's telling me that, he said, do you have any questions? That's why I started it off. And I'm like, well, yeah, what is your room about? What's going on in here? And then he tells me that, he starts conversations about, scripture. And if you have any questions, and I said, okay, well, let me see. All right, I was supposed to do this, you know, with a buddy of mine that we do sometimes in stereo and stuff. So I was like, okay. Then I asked him some things, and he said, okay, wait a minute. He's like, oh, I don't know everything, so, but I do like to talk, give people answers, good advice about certain things and what I would do. I said, okay, I can dig that. I can dig that. So I started asking questions like about. So I was like, okay, how about what's going on in this world today, and without all the confusion and this, hot mess because he's 8. I know you know what's going on out here. With all this and people being angry and directing their anger in the wrong direction and fighting one another. I said, what would you say, or what would you tell people, how to, you know, how would you be effective in that? And then he started to answer about how he would say this and then that and how we should come together and very very great response for an 8-year old. And then I asked him, I said, as a child, I said, does this affect children? Is it affecting you to see what's going on and how adults, you know people that are supposed to keep you safe, that you're supposed to be able to confide in, does it affect you? And he said, pause for a minute. He said, yeah, he does. I said, yeah. And then it just became very genuine, and we were talking about just, you know, the world, and he was, the experience was that this amazing little 8-year-old boy wants to change the world. He wants to preach. He wants to teach. He found out that he's not into sports. All his other siblings are. And he said, "This is what I like to do." And I found that to be great. I supported that. I said, as you should. You shouldn't want to be like everybody else because that's what people do in this world. If you don't like this, then what's wrong with you? Or people think that just because you're a boy or a kid, you gotta like sports, and it's like, why is that the thing? Now, if your kid adapts to it, and they're like, yeah, they gravitate towards it. But if they don't, they'll try to force them because now what you're doing is doing everything that you wouldn't want done to you. So, how about you let people be people? How about you find out what your child likes to do? Because they're all different. Just because you're a boy doesn't mean you're going to want to play sports, but find something that they are strong in and that they like to do. You know, so that, and then he proceeded to say that he would hope that you know I could share his room, like let people know about it and stuff. And I don't think at that time he didn't know what I did, but I told him, I said, yeah, I do have a platform, several platforms, oh so many, in radio and podcast, and I definitely going to be talking about my experience, more like a testimony. But I'll share. The room is called Breakout: Questions, Answers, and Questions, Bible Study. Uh, if you check him out, then you'll know his name. I know his name. I'm not going to say it right here, but if you do go over and find that, it's called Breakout. I guess you would look at our social audio. It is on iOS, so you find it in the Apple Store, the App Store. I doubt it's Android. And yeah, Bible questions Q&A. Very, very great young man. Parents did a great job, and that's the future right there. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like we have to do better when it comes to, especially right now today. Because see, yesterday was yesterday, past. Leave it be, because you were given today the present, which is a gift. Get it? To do different, to make different choices, to change, to be better than the day you were before. Tomorrow's not here. Okay, great. Yeah, we should always be prepared, like, for tomorrow, but don't be so prepared that you're damn already in it and you're missing out on today. Because tomorrow doesn't exist. Only thing that really exists is right now, like literally today, right now, this moment. And you're gonna miss it if you're living in the past and way too far in the future, you know? So we have today. Let's make it right today. And I say this because people are always talking about what they're waiting on. And when I get this or that, and it's kind of like as if they have all this time, and time is precious, and time, for some people in some places go by a lot faster than it does in our time. Because technically we're not too aware of what real time is. It's just that sometimes we're like, doesn't it seem like the time is going by faster? But we do know that it's short. It could be short. So live for today. Be grateful for things, because the past, to be honest with you, history, yesterday, today will be history. Yesterday's history helps us sometimes to figure things out. So it's not like it's a lost cause and don't need it. It's quite all right to go back in it when you need it, when you need to get past something or some information or the truth, but don't live in it. You know, solutions to get past it, but don't live in it. Don't carry it around with you everywhere you go. Like, I got the past in my backpack and we're going to take care of this. We're not done with this. Like, okay. But I don't know, you guys. I think I should go check this. It's on low, but I'm just saying. Well, I only have one sock on. I'll explain myself when I come back over there. I'm gonna keep talking from here. Okay, the food is not burnt. Thank God. I have these really cool skillets and pans, and they're pink. Typical me, right? They're so cheap. And they're one of those types that don't burn or get sticky or anything. I have a whole set. I was like, oh my God. They have pans that are pink. Now I need some hot pink ones. I think I've seen some too. You know? Meals. Okay, let that cool off and I can season it. Okay, my cheese is gonna be ready soon. Here I come, guys. Won't keep you too long. I'll season that in a minute. Here I come with my one sock on. One sock girl. Yes, I'm a one sock girl. I don't know why I do that. It's a habit. I'll take off one sock and I would just mob around the house like that until it becomes apparent to me, like, where's that sock? Okay, everybody has a thing, right? So yeah, that young man and how I ended up in his live breakout session, you know, was by no chance an accident. I was meant to, go through there. That was God's plan. And I was happy to be able to support him. And that he chose me. And I have no idea why. There was other people down there with pictures, and I was not the first one in there. So I don't know. I didn't really dwell on it too much. I was just like doing like, but yeah, my toes. And I'm here, Brandy. Okay, Brandy, you can, Brandy. Oh, he's talking to me. Forgot you can see me out here, can't you? Okay, yeah. So definitely write that down. Breakout. I hope I'm saying it right. If not, I'll definitely come back on here and tell you guys. But I'm pretty sure of it. It is hot. Hey, I have to turn this fan on just a little bit. Woo! Sheesh. Give it to me. I can't do the heat, man. It was hearing, oh, somebody's leaving a message. Hey, Tony, I didn't see you down there. What you doing down there, Tony? How are you today? I hope you're having a great Saturday. Mine's just pretty like, you know, all right. Sometimes I forget to scroll. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Just trying to beat the heat today. It was very, very humid, like no breeze. I don't think I even went out. Like I went to the door, to grab an order, but and then take some trash out. But as soon as I hit the door it was like, oof, goodness gracious, no wind. Yeah, all over the place. There's like this weather. Yeah. Um, you know, as I like, sometimes I haven't, because I have so many different spaces, and sometimes I'll have talked about something, and then some things I just won't. I'll say for another place because I don't want to burn out. You know what I mean? On something I already spoke about, and I try to do something different everywhere. But I just wanted to say this. I'm not gonna like really settle on this too much because it's really about the message. Uh, you know, Cause see me, I can go way, way, way into it, because there's so many levels to it. I can even go to the whole psychological point of it, and I'm not gonna do that now. I'm gonna maybe eventually, but if I'll just keep it simple right now, because some people that wouldn't even matter, wouldn't even grasp it, and it doesn't take away. It wouldn't take away from what I'm gonna say, and so it doesn't even matter. Um, you know, no matter where we place ourselves in this world. And no matter who you are, where you sit here, you sit there, you work here, you work there, you wear this uniform, you wear that uniform, you're still a person. People, person, whatever you want to call it. You're still a human, okay? You're not any greater than anybody else. That's all of us. But you know what separates us, though, to be honest with you, when it comes down to stuff like that, of integrity and character, kind of. You're still like, not like you're less than me or better, but it comes down to, you know, who you are, your integrity, your morals, like how you treat other people. Because I truly believe that damn near most importantly, we will completely and utterly be judged by how we treated other people. Now, you don't have to know the word of God. You don't have to care because it ain't affecting me. That's only affects whatever He just said to love. That's all I got to do. It's not for, you know, and to share through experience and through love. You know, that's how I feel like. I share, you know. Um, oh, what did okay, that's the kettle. I'm like, I know I turned that off, but I forgot to turn the kettle off. So, yeah, I truly believe that how you treat one another is going to be the overall. Because think about it. I mean, just think about it. Everything that we do, everything that goes on, look at today, what's going on, has to do with people dealing with people. And unfortunately, in the worst way ever, this is horrific. Like, you can't make up stuff like this. You know, Albert Einstein had a quote. Uh, he said, and really stood out for me. And I was like, damn, Skippy Al. He said, it's not the evil people in the world that is dangerous. And I might not be saying it verbatim, but I'm damn near close. He said, it's the people that don't do anything about it. It's the good people that don't do anything about it. He wanted nine. You see, and people thought Albert Einstein was, don't they usually? Think about it. I don't know if it was the hair, who knows? Maybe he did just throw them off. I don't know. But most people that always have tried to show, teach something, that's just the classic way of disregarding and bringing about doubt. You know what I mean? And then we fall right in, fall for it too. Don't listen to people because, yeah, they're crazy. So anybody that has any education or any type of experience or any type of that is sharing anything that sounds outside of the box to you, or they could be saying something, you hear the same thing come out of the box, that's plugged up into the wall, and then you'll be like, oh, okay. But then you can, like, we've been pitted to not believe in anybody but the same people that lie. We've been pitted to not believe each other, to doubt each other. Everybody on this, don't believe social media. Don't get me started. You got to be smarter than that. I don't believe nothing on social media. Well, that would mean you don't believe yourself or the news or anybody, because everybody is on social media. Make it make sense. See what I'm saying? How you pick up stuff and you just repeat. I have a friend that says recycle. You just repeat and recycled recycled garbage. Or I forgot how she put it, but some recycle shit. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much, pretty much. It's not even from your own thinking, your own, sense of thought. It's just that you repeating shit that you heard. Um, See, this is the thing. I'm a little wiser than that. I know how to see past that. For the simple fact is, it's not social media. I mean, shit, you can look at the news and get some information. You know, yeah. So when you really think about it, it will require you to actually have to use your own brain and put pieces to the puzzle together. It will also require you to stop thinking that things can't be true. Like, when somebody gives you information, they be like, "That ain't true." You like, how you know? I just ain't true. Yeah, no clue, right? Phew. See, for me, I don't go around just believing any and everything, but this is what I do allow myself to do, because if you don't, then how will you ever question anything? I will entertain something, the thought of it. I'm not gonna be like, I don't believe that, I don't believe that. I'll be like, oh, really? And I'll investigate the hell out of it. I'll research the hell out of it. There's people that be like, oh, you researched it, you don't know your research. Look, let me tell you something quick, fast, in a hurry. I don't know why people think that you need some kind of wand or something like that to be this great researcher. All you need is dedication, time, the will, put down your phone, get off Candy Crush, stuff like that, and you can find some information, okay? Remember, there was a point in time when people were building stuff, creating things that there was no school yet. And then they came along and indoctrinated and made it like, oh, you can't do that now until you get a certificate and you pay to go to this school. And people was doing stuff before school. Just thought I'd drop that off real quick for you. You're welcome. So back to what I was talking about. Stop buying into the hype of stuff. Like, know it's your own thinking. Know why you think what you think. Like challenge your own belief system. Don't let people think for you. Don't let the box think for you. Don't let the news think for you. Don't let a group of people think for you. Like check in with your own belief system from time to time. I do understand some people have these value systems that they kind of are raised with, and so they only see things through their own perception, and theirs is everybody else's. And if you don't make their choices, then you're a piece of crap. And that leads me to this other area here. But as I go back to the social media part, let me just make this clear. Don't just blow it off as you can't believe everybody on social media because you're probably gonna be the last one to know anything if you think that way. Trust this is a fact. Because if where'd you get that information, first of all? And is it because of the doubt of the media? Is it because of doubt of the people that's on it? Because we'll be the first people to discredit one another because they discredit us and make us seem like we can't think for ourselves. So when people look at you, regular old Joe Schmo, they're like, yeah, you don't know. I'm going to go look at TV and see, get my information from the newscasters, if they're even real newscasters. I'm not really sure these days. You know, it's sad. It's sad, you know. But and no disrespect to a newscaster. I'm just saying you guys would know best. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's why you just gotta use your own common sense and take things with a grain of salt, store them away, and then maybe one day be like, wait a minute, let me take this piece out. Oh shit, what do we have here? Yeah, mm-hmm. Yep, pretty much. But if you're not even willing to do the work, do the research, then keep watching that shit. Good luck. I mean, they tell you clearly right there in your face that. I mean, who do you think? That's all the things that we think are happening. Like one minute it'll be a regular day, and then the next day there's a whole like race war. You're like, wait, yesterday I thought we were what? When did this happen? Oh, it just happened last night on the news, and now there's a whole race war because that's is a very powerful manipulating tool. That if you only show one side of something, only one side. Say for instance, police brutality, right? If you only see that one side, what are you gonna? That one side, there's a lot. Don't get me wrong, but if that's all you ever see, then the mind is a tricky thing. You start to perceive the fact that that's all of it. That's all of them. That's how all of everything is when it has to do with that situation, those encounters. That's all there ever is. But see, no one ever thinks about what about the good parts? What about the good ones? What about the great situations? What about the encounters that don't go like that? You don't see them. So it's not even an even playing ground. It doesn't take away from the problem though, but it should make you wonder, why don't we see them? There's some ignorant person sitting around because it isn't news. There's always one, trust me. So moving right along. Just saying. It's true. If I'm lying, I'll wait. Talk, talk. Uh, but yeah, I truly think that we the when I was over there and the little boy's breakout session, he said something out of the blue, and he said what he wanted to do. He wanted to be preach when the elder, he wanted to teach and all that stuff, and then he said something about, but I do believe that people should have the freedom of choice to make choices. I said, correct, very correct. And that being said, freedom of choice is what we have. People using that by the wayside. What that would come with is when somebody makes a choice, then they move along. They put their choice, they keep it moving, and go home, take care of your family. The choice doesn't mean I make a choice and let me go out in the world crucify you and prosecute and persecute you because you didn't make the choice I made. No, that's not what that means. It means take your ass home, you know what I mean, and respect everybody else's choice. That's what that means. It doesn't mean that you get to be vile, nasty, rude, and tell other people what to do. But it also shows a lack of empathy. I'm going to give you an example how I was really seeing how this works. I'm like, oh, that's what it is. It looks like you're fighting for the right, of people and yada 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 up until it doesn't work for you, and now they're the scum, right? But you were just like, you were the scum. Okay, I got it. So I'm gonna use this example here. Somebody I thought was cool, thought kind of, I'm gonna say thought highly of, but I was just like, all right, I feel you. And then I want to use a really valid example. Okay, let me use this one. I'm going to go ahead and use it because these uncomfortable conversations that people keep running from, it's not really working for anybody and it's not helping. And it's going to keep repeating. And then, history, just repeats itself because everybody keep doing the same shit. Treating each other like crap, not coming together, not working together, not being genuine. And then we end up in a whole nother, how many years doing the same crap. Make this shit up. I really can't. All right. So let's just use this as an example. Let's say, let's see how. Okay, so you know how some people are like leaving their jobs because the choice, because their choice, right? And but they're still upset that they had to do this. Uh, they were given this ultimatum because they had been there for so long, right? Even if I was like on the say vice versa, whatever, I didn't agree or I made a different choice than them, I wouldn't feel like I should be like, well, that's what you get. You know what the job entails. You crying now just because you didn't do. They gave you a choice. You don't want to do it, so nobody feels so. You don't care. Don't feel sorry for you. Then I tell you, some people just don't get it. Karma is a bee, okay, and God said to love for a reason. I don't think He would have answered anything or Jesus that way. I'm pretty sure that was the wrong answer, and I'm pretty sure someday or already the day had passed that you're gonna need that same empathy. But yet here you are. I mean, just last year you were just all about putting people in their places for certain injustices, and then you turn around and then just kind of be really nasty to somebody just because they didn't make the same choice you did. Wow, can't make this type of stuff up. I'm like, oh God, it's going to be bad for that lady, but it's going to be so much worse for you by just that just those words, those unkind words, right? Because let it be a whole nother way around that didn't work for her, and she would be that woman. I wonder if she would feel the same way and be like, nobody should care because I made this bed and I'll lie in it. I don't think so. I think she'd be fucking crying too, And so I just truly think that should have played out. It's old, and it shows a lot about character. Because I don't find it hard to not say nothing at all if somebody doesn't make the same choice as me, or to still say something kind. We don't care what happens to you. But that ain't the most dumbest crap I ever heard. First of all, and most unsensitive insensitive, sorry, thing that I had ever heard. Like not even ever, but it was on the top, on. It was up there. It was up there. It was pretty ugly because karma is a mother figure. You know what I mean? And you acting like people running around here doing stuff just to be doing it. And it shows ignorance and a lack of understanding because the person didn't even know the woman's reasoning. And that's the part I don't like when people don't find the time to educate themselves or figure out what's even going on. You just automatically judge. And then on the flip side, I'll be out here fighting injustices, talking about, you know what I mean? Like fighting your own injustices. And it's like, please go sit down somewhere until you get yourself together and work on you before you come out here trying to work on the world because clearly it's not for you. You can't come out here with that type of attitude because it makes you see. To me, I feel it's all for show. It's a fake because how do you have that type of energy? It's only good for you when it's for you. Got it. Got it. All right. It's just can't make this type of stuff up. But yeah, that was pretty nasty. I had the levels of that kind of went down a little bit, but I still would never, you know what I mean? That behavior, yeah, nasty, vile. See, I would never tell a person. I'm not telling you like, oh, you disgust me. You're a piece of this. Nobody cares about you. No, your behavior is very disgusting. Yes, it is. But you can change behavior. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that was unnecessary, uncalled for. And a smart person would be like, all those years, and you refused. That would make somebody really good, you know, be like, something's got to be up, but not that answer right there. So that one, all thumbs down. Like I pray there don't come a day when you need the empathy that you lacked. Because we have to answer for all those things, and it's all about how we treat people. Let me make this very clear. Just because someone doesn't make your same choice doesn't give you the right. And don't get online and do it. Like, take your ass off. But matter of fact, turn your internet off. Please. Now. Don't get online and say that dumb crap. You got fixed yourself, got online, and said, we don't give a shit about you. You know what I mean? Go sit down, please, because it's really not looking good for you. All right. And anybody connected to you. Dios míos. Turn this shit off. Turn it off. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm serious. I'm so serious in a heart attack right now. We It wouldn't make sense if we all just thought the same and did the same, right? But it makes a lot of sense to still be able to be respectful to another person, to have empathy and to understand it, or at least try to understand why. Because if you couldn't do it then, don't ever be sitting back trying to make somebody understand your issues. Please. Because exposed, real stuff. You don't get to turn that shit off and on. It doesn't work that way. When you're truly genuine, you're genuine. And if you're not, well, we damn for sure know now. That was so not cool. I don't care what side of the board you was on. You still could have had that empathy, or you could have get your ass off of the internet. It would have really helped you to not do that. That just shows the cruelty level because you got online to do that. The levels of a bully. These same people that do this crap will be the first people to get on somebody's social media and talk about a bully and people bullying one another, and then you go and do that. Man, get out of here, please. Bye. Out. It makes no sense. Like, what did you just do? Got it. Got it. Got it. Bye. Some people just don't think, and that's how you know things just be coming out of people's mouths just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it. I tell you, 2021 has only begun. It's brought out the real ugly in people, and it's telling you who people are. So take notes because you might want to. Yeah, we're good. I'm not gonna. Yeah, no, I knew this wasn't gonna work. Oh, you? I thought, but I loved you. All right, okay. Whew, list looking pretty low. Hmm. I always tell my son, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. True story. Thank you, Tony. Tony D in the building. How you doing? I was just on here just talking my stuff. Just talking about, I guess we would say hypocrites, right? But you can watch it from the beginning. There was so much that, that went on. And it all started off with a little kid's breakout room that I ended up in by accident. And then, one of those things that, God definitely had a hand in that. I was doing my toenails, and I was just like, how did I? Did I heard my name? I was like, you can see me? I saw other people in there. I was just like, I'll stick around and listen. And then he called my name. Oh, yeah? Where are you? Karaoke. Is my tea still going? I gotta go season that food. Where you doing karaoke at? Sounds like a good time. It's Friday. Oh, Saturday, my bad. I haven't done karaoke in a long time. I'm down with the karaoke too, I tell you. Ooh, I should come over there and laugh at you. Not like laugh at you, like laugh, but just like laugh. Did you guys you just started? Or you guys been going for a while? I'll come and listen. I'll definitely come over and support. Then I can listen while I finish up this dinner. Definitely have to. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let me wrap it up over here. Make sure I covered all the areas. But yeah, so be kinder to one another because kindness and empathy, all of that right there is a game changer. If you don't think so, try it. Because apparently this shit right here, excuse my language, this hate and all this other stuff that goes on and the war, the fighting, that ain't working. So you would think at this point we would try something. But okay. And this is something else I want to say. Don't just think that like this is this one obstacle that we just got to get past. Like people are all like, and I get it, right? We got to get together. We have to come together and fight for our country, and we're American. And you know what? And then I sat back today, and something just came across me in my mind that said, "How come we couldn't get together when they was killing?" I mean, where was we then? I mean, no knocking it. I mean, whatever it takes. Sometimes things have to happen because they have to happen, but it's genuine. You still, I mean, and certain times people will come together, but this is the thing right here. We have to realize, especially if you know the word. If you don't, I would make no sense to you, right? But I think you might want to because this is biblical that's going on before you. I promise you, it's biblical and it's big. It's bigger than you think. And think about it. If you are into the word, you know what I mean? Because I'm not religious. Let's get this twisted at all, whatsoever. I know my stuff. I don't know a lot, but I know my stuff, and I know darn well that I have a relationship with God. I don't even claim myself as a Christian because well, we can talk about that another day. If you look in the Bible, you really God said your religion won't save you. Yep, that's what He said. That was from God Himself. He said, "If you love me, you'll keep my commandments." But we'll talk about that another day. Let's just a sec. Want to put that out there that we're forgetting a really big picture here, and some people know. Some people do have, know. I tell you, who else know? The people that are here trying to run us crazy and all this stuff. They know. They believe in God. Yeah. They're not no commandment keepers or anything like that, but you know. But through in this and through this, no one's saying nothing about God. Everybody's like America and this and that. And it's like we out here running around like this is Jesus, like you serving the Lord. Like certain things are happening because they're supposed to happen. And the bigger picture is what are you who and what are you fighting for? Because at the end and the beginning of the day, we still have answers, we still have judgment. And I truly believe that's why that's a repeat of history all the time because we're just not getting it right. I believe also too that we're like there's a test. Like I told you before, the truth, the pieces you put together, you just put it stored away. And then when it's time, you take it out and you be like, and you'll be surprised what you come up with. Those pieces. Don't just deny them. Don't just be like, ah, it's not true. There's some people that pew, 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 all of this is going over their head and they're at home just watching TV like this is gonna be the rest of it. Like they're not even aware of what's going on. And you got to be you thought president was little. Some people are even worse. They have no idea How serious it is. They're just like, oh, so war, they took the, you know what I mean? It's just like random. You should be concerned, because if you're not, man, I tell you, that's how history repeats, because nobody does anything different than before. You got to do something a little strange to get a little change. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but seriously, you got to be. Some people are just uncomfortable with change. They get scared and they go in a little bubble. You know what I'm saying? They got pop that bubble. So you might as well put your big boy pants on, your big girl panties on, and get it right. But I tell you, um, if you're just too comfortable, you just want to stay in your comfortability of ignorance, then that's not going to save you. For goodness sakes, Bible said, you said not even your religion will save you. Mm-hmm. People are tripping. The world is tripping. Countries are tripping. Okay, so there's a reason. It's not a bad thing that people want to come together and fight. But don't forget, this stuff like this always been going on. Don't forget, there are people that have been. Let me break this down, and I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna go check out that room. These things that we allow to be used to put fear in us, or like to attack. Think about it. People die. You know, like a million. Was it a million? People die from hunger. I forgot the numbers. Was it a year? Well, in U.S. alone, but certain things that goes on, that's been going on, and nobody tried to help change it or create something in a lab to fix it. I don't know. My point is, what the fuck? Excuse my language. What the hell? Certain things that have always been going on, these things that should matter to people. So what I'm saying is, all of a sudden, people care about each other. I would like that to happen. I would like to believe it. So be mindful. That list, remember? Huh. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta cut people off. It could be somebody you've known your entire life. It could be a family member. If you know the word, you read stories. But it still doesn't mean to treat people like shit. You don't want to send that energy out there. It never helps. And it will come back on you. So why not try love, peace, and kindness? But don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. That's all I'm saying. And until next time, thank you, Tony. Until next time, I'm gonna go here and drink this tea, because I'm staying healthy and all that stuff. Take my vitamins. Don't forget to get that vitamin D when you can from that sun, because that is the biggest defense. But I'm just saying, it's not like that the information ain't there. That's all I'm saying.